Good evening, dear learners. Welcome back to another engaging and insightful session on Alexander Pope's satirical masterpiece, The Rape of the Lock. I'm so glad to have you here today as we step into a brand new chapter of wit, elegance, and mock heroic drama. In our previous sessions, we closely examined Canto 1 and 2, where we witnessed Belinda's great grand awakening, her elaborate beauty rituals, and the celestial duties in guarding her honor. We even saw the shocking moments of the Baron cutting Belinda's precious lock, which marked the climax of Canto 2. So Canto 3 takes us to into the hallowed halls of Hampton Court, where social flirtation and political intrigue blend with card games and subtle rivalries. The canto opens with a detailed description of Belinda's entrance into the palace, glowing with charm and splendor. A card game called Ombre is described with mock epic intensity. Belinda plays against two lords, one being the Baron, and the game is compared to a warlike battle. Amid the social games and courtly flirtation, Baron seizes the moment and, with the help of Clarissa's Caesar, cuts off the lock of Belinda's hair. This is the central act of the entire poem, and the canto ends with a dramatic shift from the light-hearted tone to a moment of shock and silent outrage. So, through elevated language and mock epic style, Pope brilliantly satirizes 18th century aristocratic vanity and trivialities, all under the polished surface of beauty and grace. So, let's dive into the world of elegant intrigues and poetic brilliance as we begin Canto 3 with line by line analysis, word meanings, and the deep discussions. So, let's begin. So the first line is close by those meads, for even crowned with flowers, where Thames with pride surveys his rising towers, there stands a structure of majestic frame, which from the neighboring Hampton takes its name. So meads refers to uh, the meadows, the grassy fields. Crowned refers to the covered or adorned. Flowers, flowers crowned with flowers, that is covered with flowers. Thames River, this is the main river in London. Towers refers to the building, the structure. So, majestic frame refers to the grand, regal or splendid framework. Frame refers to the construction, right? So these four lines describe the setting of the next scene, which is at Hampton Court Place. The palace is situated near lovely meadows, the grassy fields, and that are always blooming with flowers. The river Thames watches over the rising towers of the palace with pride, and this is a grand, the majestic palace, Hampton Court. This is a magnificent building, and the building derives its name from the nearby place Hampton, right? Here, Britain's statesmen, often the forewarned of foreign tyrants and of nymphs at home. Statesmen are the politician or the leaders of Britain, right? Fall for doom, that refers to predict or decide the downfall. Tyrants are the rulers. Nymphs, the mythological female spirit, symbolic. It's a symbol of ladies. So at this palace, British politicians, the statesmen, make decision about the defeat of foreign tyrants. At the same time, they also talk about women, the nymphs at home. This is a satirical jabs showing that matters of state and gossip are often mixed. Here, though, great Anna, whom three realms obey. Great Anne is it's a she is the Queen Anne of Britain. Actually, this is the reference of Queen Anne of Britain. Realms refers to her kingdom, that is England, Scotland, and Ireland. England, Scotland, and Ireland. Right. So Pope refers to Queen Anne, ruler of three kingdoms, these kingdoms. With clever irony, he says she sometimes holds political discussions and at other time just has tea and mocking how politics and social life are both parts of courtly life, right? Now the next stanza is, here the heroes and the nymphs resort. So to this place the heroes and the nymphs gathered. Resort means gathered or come together to taste a while the pleasure of a court. To taste मतलब हो गया to experience or to enjoy. A while it means for a short time, right? So people from upper classes, both men who are heroes or the nymphs who are actually women, come to this grand place. They come to enjoy the luxuries, the pleasures, and social delights of the royal court for a little while, right? In various talk, the instructive hours they passed, who gave the ball or paid the visit last. Various talk refers to various kinds of conversation. Instructive means educative, and this is ironically here used here. Ball, it's a formal dance party. Paid the visit, it means who last visited whom. This is the social custom actually, right? So they spend their time in different kinds of conversations, which Pope Irony calls instructive, educative, and this is a mock epic. It's a satire actually. Their discussions revolve around trivial matters like who hosted the last party, who hosted the ball, or who visited whom, or mocking their superficial interest. Right. Next lines. One speaks the glory of British Queen. So, speaks the glory means praises. So, one praises the British Queen, and one describes a charming Indian screen. So, Indian screen basically a decorative partition from India refers here. So, one person flatters the queen by speaking about her glory, right? And another is simply admiring a charming, beautiful Indian screen. This is actually an indication how their conversations shift quickly between state and style, politics and fashion, right? A third interprets motions, looks, and eyes. At every word, a reputation dies. So interprets me मतलब हो गया gives meaning, or the third person can understand or gives meaning to the gesture, the motions, and at every word a reputation dies. It means someone's character is ruined because of gossip. गॉसिप करते हैं तो फिर खराब हो जाता है किसी का रेपुटेशन. सो अनदर पर्सन, एक एक जो है वो तो ब्रिटिश क्वीन की ग्लोरी को फ्लेटर कर रहा है, दूसरा है वो इंडियन स्क्रीन की ब्यूटी को डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है, और जो तीसरा है द थर्ड पर्सन एट द कोर्ट ट्राइज टू रीड पीपल्स एक्सप्रेशन, their looks, their eyes, it means their expression, their body language and eye contact, interpreting their every moment, every move actually. Meanwhile, every casual word spoken might ruin someone's reputation. So it shows that how dangerous gossip is in high society. कि सिर्फ एक गॉसिप से किसी की रिपुटेशन ruined हो रही है, राइट? Snuff or the fan supply each pause of chat with singing, laughing, ogling and all that. Snuff का मतलब हो गया powdered tobacco. This is a fashionable among elite women, right? Fan refers a handheld folding fan used flirtatiously. Ogling refers to the flirtatious admiring looks. So pause when the conversation pause, people distract themselves by taking snuff, the powder, और playing with their fans. या तो snuff से अपने आप को distract करते हैं या fan से करते हैं, ठीक है? So it's a common habit in elite culture basically. So the atmosphere is full of singing, laughing, ogling means flirting, and all sorts of light-hearted, shallow behaviors. This is again a satirical comment on upper class vanity, right? So the next lines are, now the next line is, meanwhile, declining from the noon of day, the sun obliquely shoots his burning ray. So declining from the noon refers to moving past midday, heading towards evening, right? And obliquely refers to at an angle, that is slantingly. His burning ray refers to the hot rays of sun, right? So these two lines refer here. The sun has passed its peak, is now lowering in the sky as the afternoon progresses. Its rays fall at a slant, still hot and symbolizing the fading glory of the day. It's a setting. It's a setting of a subtle background of the action. Right now, the next lines. The hungry judges soon the sentence sign, and wretches hang the jurymen may dine. So sentence refers here to the legal judgment. Wretches reference to the miserable criminals. This is actually satire on the criminals. And hang that jurymen may dine. Jurymen means the judges. They can go for the lunch. So the judges eager to lunch here quickly, and they quickly pass sentences. So the lines they satirically suggest that people are executed just so the jury can finish work and go for their lunch. It's a biting critique of judicial haste and insensitivity, right? Next lines, the merchant from the exchange return in peace, and the long labor of the toilet cease. London exchange refers to the London Stock Exchange, and toilet refers to the dressing room. मैंने पहले ही बताया था. This is about Belinda's grooming routine. So businessmen, the merchants, the businessmen returned from the stock exchange as the day winds down. At the same time, Belinda finally finishes her elaborate preparations in front of the mirror, right? This is a linking social grooming with the economy, right? Belinda, now whom thirst or fame invites. Thirst of fame refers to the intense desire for popularity and admiration. Burns to encounter, that is a reference that is eager or passionate to face. Two adventurous knights. These are actually her male opponents in the card game. It's a mocking liken to the knights, right? And at ombre it's a fashionable card game in 18th century, singingly to decide their doom. Singingly means one on one. सिंगली कर मतलब यहाँ पर हो गया वन ऑन वन इंडिविजुअली decide their doom. It means determined to outcome of the game, and swells her breast with conquest yet to come. Swells her breast refers to fills her heart with pride and excitement. Conquest refers to victories used more heroically for a card game. So Belinda now. So Belinda is now with filled with strong desire of admiration and wishes to shine in front of society. She is eager. She is eager to challenge two gentlemen. Two gentlemen. These two gentlemen refer to mock heroically as knights in a game of Omru. It's a popular card game. The poet uses battle-like imagery by saying decide their doom to elevate this trivial game into something grand. Belinda imagines herself as triumphant, her pride swelling. She swells her breast through pride. So she imagines herself triumphant as her pride swelling as she anticipates the victories ahead, not on a battlefield but over what? Over cards, over Omru, right? Now the next lines are: straight the three bands prepare in arms to join, each band the number of the sacred nine. Soon as she spread her hand, the Ariel guard descend and sit on each important card. So straight refers to immediately, at once. Three bands. Bands refer to groups or teams, here referring to the cards or the players. Prepare in arms refers to it means they got ready for battle. It's a mock heroic phrase. And each band has the number of sacred nine. Sacred nine is a classical allusion to the nine muses, here humorously used to mean a group of nine cards per head, right? Soon as she spreads her hand, it means she lays out her cards. The Ariel guard, the Ariel, the self, the spiritual beings assigned to protect Belinda, descend. They come down from the air or from the heaven to sit on each important card. So these airy spirits take their places on the cards and ready to guard and to influence the game. So as the game of Ombre is about to begin, the three players, the three bands, the three players or the bands prepare for the battle, each holding nine cards. Humorously, तीन यहाँ पर कौन है? बेलिंडा और ये दो एडवेंचरस नाइट्स जो हैं, जिसमें से एक बैरन भी है, ठीक है? तो ये तीनों बैठ गए हैं, प्रिपेयर हो गए हैं बैटल के लिए, एंड ईच होल्डिंग नाइन कार्ड्स, humorously compared to sacred numbers of nine muses. And the use of epic word language gives a grand tone to a mere card game. This is a part of Pope's comic effect, right? As soon as Belinda spreads her hand, it means she spreads out her cards. Her spiritual protector, the selves, the chief one is Ariel, descends from the skies, from the heavens, and take position on each card. So the image makes the card game look like a divine war strategy where invisible spirits plays a role in shaping fate, right? First Ariel perched upon a matador, then each according to the rank they bore. Fossils, yet mindful of ancient race, are as when women, wanderers, fond of place. So Ariel, the chief self, पर्ज्ड का मतलब होता है सेट और सेटल्ड अपॉन अ मेटाडोर. मेटाडोर इज बेसिकली अ हाई रैंकिंग कार्ड इन द गेम, लाइकली द किंग और एस, जैसे हम ताश के पत्तों में खेलते हैं ना, किंग होता है, एस होता है, तो ऐसे ही ये भी है एक कार्ड, बहुत ही हाई रैंकिंग कार्ड है. तो एरियल जो है वो सेटल डाउन हो गया है मेटाडोर पर, एंड देन रैंक, and then each according to rank they bore. So rank they bore refers to their social positions, or we can say the importance, social importance. Fossils, yet mindful for ancient race. Actually, they are aware of their noble origin or past status. Are when women wanderers fond of place. Fond of place refers to attached to the status, something which is attached to the status, position, and prestige. So the chief sylph Ariel takes his seat on a matador there, which is one of the most powerful cards in the game of Ombre, and showing how seriously the spirits take this trivial matter. The other sylphs follow suit, each taking their place in order of rank, mimicking the courtly protocols of aristocracy. Pope humorously adds that these sylphs still remember their past human life. Actually, these sylphs were humans in their past life, so they still remember their position, their past lives as when they were once coquettes or flirtatious women, and so they still carry a strong obsession with rank and position, right? Just as women do in high society. So it's a clever and comic dig at the vanity and social pride often associated with the upper class, right? Now the next lines are Now the next lines are: Behold, four kings in majesty revered, with hoary whisk or a forky beard, and four fair queens whose hands sustain a flower, the expressive emblem of their softer power. So, behold means look and observe, revered means respected, hoary whiskers means grey facial hair, फॉग बियर्ड का मतलब हो गया यहाँ पर बियर्ड स्प्लिट इन टू पार्ट्स एक्चुअली, राइट. Sustain a flower, and four fair queens whose hands sustain a flower. It means they always hold a flower, which is a symbol of delicacy and femininity, right? Emblem basically is a symbol. Emblem refers to symbol. Softer power refers to gentle influence and authority. So the poet Alexander Pope draws our attention to a symbolic battlefield, a game of cards imagined like a royal war. There are four kings, right? There are four kings. From the deck of the card are shown as majestic old rulers with white beard. जो चार किंग हैं वो मेजेस्टिकली ओल्ड हैं और उनकी वाइट बियर्ड है, ठीक है, बियर्ड्स है. एंड द फोर क्वींस, चार किंग हैं और चार क्वींस हैं. दे होल्ड फ्लावर्स इन देयर हैंड ऑलवेज, दैट सिंबलाइजेज देयर ग्रेस एंड फेमिनिन स्ट्रेंथ. ईच फिगर ऑन द प्लेइंग कार्ड इज एनिमेटेड विद grandeur and symbolic power, right? Four knaves in garbs, second in the trusty bands, caps on their heads, and halberd in their hands, and party-colored troop, a shining train, drove forth to combat on a velvet plain. So knaves refers to the jacks. ताश के पत्तों में होते हैं ना एस, डेक, jacks. So jacks from the deck of the card, or they are neatly dressed in a uniform. They halberds का मतलब होता है एक्स लाइक वेपन्स. पार्टी कलर्ड refers to multicolored. Shining train refers to a brilliant procession. And velvet plain refers to a card table imagined like a battlefield. तो जो टेबल है उसका कलर, जिस पर ये गेम खेला जा रहा है, उसका कलर वेलवेट है, राइट. सो द जैक्स, knaves, like loyal soldiers, come dressed in a tidy outfits, right? And they carry weapons and they are ready for the action. Behind them there are colorful troops, like more cards from the deck forming a glowing army, right? All are prepared for the battle on the velvet plain, which is actually a green card table imagined as a grand battlefield, right? The skillful nymph reviews their force with care. Let spade be trumps, she said, and trumps they were, right? Nymph तो यहाँ पर बेलिंडा को ही बोला गया है शुरू से. Review her force with care. This it means she inspects her card as if they are an army, right? And let spades be trump. तो वो डिक्लेयर करती है बेलिंडा ये बोल के ना लेट स्पेड्स विद ट्रम्प। तो वो ऐसा कह के ये डिक्लेयर करती है दैट स्पेड्स एट द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सूट इन द गेम। सो बेलिंडा द एलिगेंट लेडी, we Pope called her a nymph to add mythical charm, right? She carefully inspects her card as she's having an army, right? She declares spades as trump cards. That it means क्या मतलब हो गया इसका? They will dominate the game, right? So now move to the next lines. Now move to war, her sable matadors, ensure like leaders of the swarthy Moors. Spedilo first unconquerable lord, led off two captives, Trump swept the board. So sable means black. ब्लैक मेटाडोर, मेटाडोर मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया पावरफुल कार्ड्स हैं, ठीक है। स्वार्थी मूड्स, इट मीन्स मूड का मतलब होता है डार्क स्किन्ड नॉर्थ अफ्रीकन वॉरियर्स। So this is a metaphor for card figures. Spadillo refers to the ace of spades. This is the strongest card actually. Swept the board. It means they won completely. So the main powerful cards refer to the matador, right? And they are ready for the battle. They are compared to the dark, exotic, commanding Moorish leaders. जो matadors हैं इनको Moorish leaders बोला गया क्योंकि वो बहुत ही पावरफुल है, काफ़ी मतलब दे आर वॉरियर लाइक फिगर। स्पेडिलो जो है वो द एस ऑफ स्पेड्स एंड लीड्स द बैटल एंड विंस द राउंड विथ फ्लेयर, डिफीटिंग टू ओपोनेंट्स ट्रम्प्स एंड डोमिनेटिंग द गेम। ये बेसिकली ना गेम चल रहा है, इसको गेम को एज अ बैटल और बैटल फील्ड पे जो सिनेरियो होता है उसकी तरह इसको रिप्रेजेंट किया गया है, ठीक है। लास्ट टू लाइन्स फॉर दिस class is for the class are as many more Manilo forced to yield and marched a victor from the verdant field. Manilio refers to another high ranking card in Ombre। एक तो मेटाडोर था बहुत ही हाई रैंकिंग, उसके बाद एक ये भी है। Forced to yield, it means made to surrender. Verdant fields refers to the green playing table. This is a metaphor for battlefield। जैसे battlefield भी green होती है शुरू में, ऐसी ये टेबल भी ग्रीन है। सो अनदर कार्ड मेनफिलो इज ऑल्सो डिफीटेड एंड फोर्स टू सरेंडर। अभी गेम चल रहा है, ये गेम का सिनेरियो है, ठीक है। एंड द विक्टीरियस कार्ड marches off triumphantly and leaving the green card table the battlefield in glory, right? Let's stop here, and with that we gracefully conclude today's session at line number 53 of Canto 3 from Alexander Pope's The Rape of the Lock, Canto 3. We have seen the card game that unfolds like an epic battle, right? Full of grandeur, elegance, and poetic satire. Take a moment to reflect on the rich imagery, clever metaphors, and Pope's subtle wit that gives them this mock epic its charm, right? So in our next class, we will continue from there, line number 54, right? Line number 54 onward, diving deeper into the unfolding drama of Belinda's adventure. Until then, keep revising and let the poetry linger in your thoughts like music. Thank you so much. Good night.